Hey guys, Zug here. So, have you guys heard of Engines of 8? In my opinion, it's actually a really good parody of Thomas. I really enjoyed it. I wish we got more episodes of it, but it's meant to be like this lost show, so that makes sense. But I'm here to show you guys some ideas I have. So, this guy's videos, specifically, specifically this one right here, he has his own ideas on the loaned engines. I kind of like his videos, so he actually inspired me to make my own version of Engines of Eights, like forgotten engines, because that's the subject of this video. But before we start, I like to give a shout out to this YouTuber right here because he makes such wonderful trainz models like these ones right here, which actually, uh, three of them, I'm only talking about three, are actually the basis of the three engines I'm going to be talking about. So it's only fair that I credit the person who actually made those trainz models. And while we're at it, I'm crediting this deviant art user because he made a face of this Thomas and I actually used it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So credit towards him. But with that out of the way, let's get started. The first engine we'll be talking about is this engine. This engine is an LNER B2 tender engine designed by Robertson. I forgot his full name, so I apologize. Anyways, this engine, I decided to call him Vincent. Now, Vincent's class um, was built between, I believe they were built during the beginning of the 20th century, I believe, and he and his class were withdrawn before British Rail. So here's my character for Vincent. He's a very rude, arrogant, and pompous engine. Basically, he's basically my own take on 98462, but isn't 98462. Like, we all know that Yangdol is technically 98462, but if 98462 was actually a more nicer character, I guess. Anyways, Vincent here doesn't like the other express engines, like the other bigger engines, sorry, like Yangdol, Gregory, Rob, and even Harrison, although this is back when Harrison was in his old shape. Basically, he thinks he's superior because he was the first of the bigger engines to be built. Maybe he was the first one to arrive, and he is threatened by the others, like mostly Rob, Gregory, and Yangdol, because they are more powerful than him, and he holds a grudge against them, and he likes to taunt them like this. Ha! Tough luck, Gregory. The driver's chosen me today. However, Vincent would have been fine if he didn't do something bad. I like to imagine he tries to get one of them killed, like maybe Rob because he's fast and he likes to go fast. Maybe he tries to sabotage his train. Although I like to imagine, like, let's see, Eddie rats him out, and Vincent is found out by the scout director and rightfully gets sent away in disgrace. And the other engines never heard of Vincent ever again because he later got scrapped. I think that would be a very interesting concept, basically. So, yeah, he is Vincent. The next engine we'll be talking about is a character named Bryan. Now, Bryan is the one with the edited Thomas face. Now, I like to have Bryan stood out from Vincent is to make him a tank engine, and an old engine at that. Basically, the reason why I wanted him to be a tank engine, like the Panya tanks, I believe, like, Bryan is based on the GWR 2721 class. Basically, they look like if the 15700s went bald, because Bryan is an open cab pannier tank. The reason I want to make him this engine, other than to make him older, is so I could do something with him and Tom. When Bryan first arrived, Tom is happy to see him because he's a tank engine, and an old one at that. Tom thinks that Bryan could be like a father figure towards him, and Bryan noticed that Tom is idolizing him and decides to take that to his advantage. Basically, Tom thinks that he is superior to all tender engines because tank engines don't have stupid enders, he calls them. So basically, Bryan is basically Rexeljet's take on 87546. So anyways, the only other tangent that didn't fall for Bryan's scheme is Red Ted. I like to give that character growth to him because, well, he doesn't really get much. And basically, Bryan causes so much confusion, delay, and the start director found out that it was Bryan that caused all this confusion, delay, and manipulating poor little Tom in the process. Because of this, like Vincent before him, Bryan was sent back to the GWR in disgrace, never to return. And I like to think this is also character growth for Tom. And maybe I like to do something with him and Jackie. Like, Tom is a bit wary of pannier tanks, but Jackie proves to be a good sort, unlike Bryan. And like Vincent before him, Bryan will end up being scrapped, although he would last a little bit longer. The final engine we'll be talking about is not one that was sent away, but one that's just forgotten. Out of all the engines on this list, this one, the Caledonian Class 30, is the one we know the least about. Basically, he's the Allegretti of my universe, or the Red Engine. Now, he doesn't have an official name, although he was later given one by basically everyone. His nickname is Lazy Garry. I kind of like the name Lazy Garry. He's like the Allegretti of Engines of 8. Was he a beloved character that nobody thinks about anymore? Is he just made up for a laugh? Who can say? So I like the idea that Lazy Garry was originally a Caledonian Class 30 that was sent for scrap. However, the start director sees him at the scrapyard, he sees him crying, he takes pity on him, purchases him, restores him, and sends him to work on his railway. But over time, everyone just forgot about him. Whilst Vincent will hold a grudge, and Bryan is a scheming type with an evil plan, I like to think that Garry is more, well, pathetic. He thinks that he is a really useful engine, he was built to be really useful, and he was meant to be a legend, or so he thinks, only for him to be forgotten about by nearly everyone on the railway. He's pretty miserable, and he hates seeing other engines happy. Oh, I just love every engine I see that with that stupid smile. Look at those stupid twits. Meanwhile, as Jamie is just being a normal engine, I like to think Lazy Garry is best friends with Norman, the other engine that was in season 1 that nobody really talks about. Who knows? Maybe Norman is his like happy spot. Like, he's here to comfort him up. Like, tells Lazy Garry, always look on the bright side, man. Always look on the bright side. And who knows? Maybe I'll be nice and let's say he's also friends with Eddie because they're both old engines. So yeah, here are 3 of the former, 2 former and 1 forgotten engine of the Stout Directors Railway accounted for. 2 of them are villains, 1 of them is a tragic character. I hope you enjoyed this cool AU headcanon of mine. I sure have. It took a while to think about these characters, but I'm really satisfied of what I got. If you like my ideas, please let me know on any other ideas you think should happen for the Engines of 8. Well, my AU. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make a whole series of them because I don't have trainz and I don't think I can make any custom models, but more of a fanfic, so to speak. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I shall have. If you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and have a good day. Peace out and goodbye.